Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University of Love, the best podcast in one, two, three galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just called the show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gents, how are you? How have you been? Ladies and gentlemen, the last few days, I have spent a, a lot of time with the family. Went home, got to see my wife, got to see my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my lovely nephew. We had a nice weekend. We went to a baseball game. It was very exciting, I must say. The Atlanta Braves, and I did not know that the baseball, they started a pitch clock. And I'll tell you what, I am back on the baseball train. If I have to go to a game, soccer games, baseball games, okay? Because let's talk about brother-in-law, sister-in-law. We're sitting there, and before you know it, it was like the sixth inning, the seventh inning, the eighth inning, and I'm like, man. And it went into it was a 10 inning game. It was a great game. The Braves, they blew the lead. They came back. No, they blew the lead. Let the Cincinnati Reds take the lead, and then in the bottom of the 10th inning, one man up the first pitch, boom, home run, game over. Everybody's happy. My nephew was happy. He told me my nephew. He's a very smart young man, and he's 5 years old. And he said something to me that ever since then I've just chuckled about every day. He said, the best things in life are free. Nah. A 5-year-old says this, and I thought to myself, I mean, he ain't lying. But he got away with me when he said, being a parent is free. I don't know about that one. My lovely nephew. But everything else, he was, the best things in life are free. That's true. I mean, free stuff is good stuff, but And I thought to myself one day, because, of course, my daughter, she's almost 2. He's almost 6. So they have a little age gap. But one day she's gonna be bopping along, going to a baseball game, and she'll say stuff to me that will make me chuckle, and I can only look at her and just, keep on walking. But I love my nephew. Had a great time with my nephew. I love seeing my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law. They're some of my favorite people in the world. It's not many people I like spending time with, but they are a couple of them, and that's that. But we also had we're going very long into the details of this weekend. We had a nice dinner. My wife made a lovely dinner for Easter. Had some family come over. I don't really have. I consider any friend I have is like family, because I don't have 1,000 friends, and I don't have 1,000 people that I like to spend time with. So the people that I do spend time with, they are family. Doesn't matter if they're in-laws or it's a friend I knew for 20 years. Everybody I consider a friend of mine is family. And so that's that. But I had a great time. Had a lovely time. We recorded Saturday, and then of course Monday we went to the baseball game. So we missed out on Monday. Tuesday, I had to. You know what happens? I'm like, I gotta record, but then I fire back up, and for some reason, anytime I take more than 2 days off of work, 2 days off of driving, the first day back when it comes to driving, because you have to go. I'll give you the skinny real quick. I'll make it real quick, and then we'll talk about what we're going to talk about today. But anytime that you have to go, you know, go back and get a load because I pick out the loads, and I had a load going to South Carolina, and then I had the truck, of course, but you had to go get an empty trailer. So that's a whole nother process. That's like sometimes it takes 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, just to go, because you have to go get the trailer. You have to make sure that the trailer works. Then you have to drive to the place where you're picking the load up, get the load, come back to wherever you gotta go. It's annoying, I'm telling you, this is why. Well, I was just gonna say, if I want to stick to this whole trucking, owning a truck thing, I had to buy a trailer because it's so much easier that way. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about something today that's very important. We're gonna talk about something that I thought about while I was at home, and this will apply to all of us. Let's say you work somewhere, you own a business. Does not matter what you do. Um, one of the best things that you could ever do. Have you ever seen the movie? It was a movie. I think it was Michael Keaton, Multiplicity, where he couldn't be everywhere at once. So he was like, I want to multiply myself. And he multiplied himself. I don't remember much about the movie, but I do remember that. And, I was thinking, I went to the truck. I went to the truck Sunday morning, early Sunday morning. I went to the truck to go, make sure everything was, up to snuff. And it's just sitting out there, and not being driven, for 3 or 4 days. And I thought to myself, man, it'd be nice if I could just have somebody drive the truck on the time that I'm not driving it. Like, I wish somebody could pick up the pace. I wish I could. And then I thought, well, it would be even better if we had 2 trucks, 3 trucks, 4 trucks to drive. But I got to thinking, I said, multiplying sounds good. Multiplying is excellent. But the problem with the industry that I'm in, the industry that I've been in for the last 17 years, the problem is it's very hard now to get somebody into the truck. It's very hard now to keep somebody in the truck. It is hard. It is such a task to get somebody in the truck. And because sometimes when I talk to my wife, I'm thinking, 1 truck, 2 trucks, 3 trucks, 4 trucks. But I have to be realistic. I have to understand that this is not 1993. This is not 2003. This is 2023. And the ability for me to find somebody, make sure they can drive, put somebody in the truck, make sure they're good with the insurance, make sure they don't crash the truck, make sure they work hard, because, and you'll learn this if you don't already know this. One thing about when you want somebody to do something, when you want somebody to do a job for you or do a job with you, you must understand they ain't gonna work as hard as you, okay? They're not gonna put out the same effort. You could train them. You could coach them. You could rub their shoulders. You could rub their back. You could do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, nobody's gonna work as hard as you, especially when it comes to, let's say you own a house, okay? You own a house and you want the house fixed up. If you knew how to do the repairs yourself, and you had a friend that said, "Hey, I want to come help," just remember, your friend does not matter. They're not gonna work as hard as you when it comes to the care about your house, the care about your business is just a fact. So think about that. Think about that in whatever business you're in. Think about that wherever you work. Just remember, multiplying sounds great, and we would all love to do it. You would all love to create a system where day and night you just have money coming in. That is a goal. That would be great. I remember when my wife was running her culinary school, and she would take off, and somebody else would be in there, and they would be running it. She would call, and it's like that part was cool, but you always had to. She always had to worry about, are they doing the job? Are they booking parties? What are they doing? What's going on? And I remember it was a headache when she first had the baby, because for that month, it was she was already, it was already hard enough, it was already stressful enough having a baby, being a first time parent and delivering a baby, it takes a lot out of a woman. As I told you before, I have a new respect for women in the whole childbirth. You don't realize how much that takes out of a person. Like that's you have life in your body. You have a whole nother human being in your body. So that's a lot of hard work, and hats off to any women, because if I was a woman, I don't know about all that, right? You know what I'm saying? But for that month that she was at home, it was, her focus was on the baby, but at the same time she was thinking, like, what's going on over there? What's this? What's that? And this is the thing about being a sole proprietor. You know what I mean? This is the thing about, owning one business. It's, what if you could have 3 or 4 things going on at once? What if you can have, if I could have, the dream scenario for me would be, if I could have, 5 trucks just running every day. 5 trucks. Boom, boom, boom. They're running all the time, every day. 7 days a week running. And, every month, every week, whatever, the pay, they just drop it in the bank. Boom. That would be the greatest thing. But we all know you have to build systems. If you want a system, you have to build it. If you want to multiply, if you want, dual income, multiple income, you have to sort of build it out and see where it takes you. Build a website. That's the best thing about websites. That's the best thing about, e-commerce. That's the best thing about that kind of thing. Information marketing. That's the best. That's the best thing. The best thing for me that I can do, because I've been thinking about this, thought about this when I was at home. Instead of me worrying about the truck, the only thing I can do in the truck is I physically have to be there, and I physically have to drive the truck to make any money. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna. I've learned this, and this is, I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm not gonna put 3 people in the truck. I'm not gonna be able to put 5 people in the truck. I honestly don't want to deal with that, because I know if I go on vacation, if I go, I'm gonna have to worry about, where are they at? Are they crashing into something? Or what are they doing? What's going on? This, that, and the other. So for me, the best thing that I can do to multiply this whole trucking thing is to go into the information marketing when it comes to truck driving. You know, create a book. I told you I've written two or three outlines for books. I just have to write them out. You know, it's two of them, about 80% done. But I have to learn. I have to send them off, get them edited and all that, and figure out the cover and all that. You know, but they would a book. This is why many people write books. Books are forever. You know, like I could be asleep right now. I could be asleep right now, and if I start, you know, if I write a book about truck driving or whatever, and people go to a website, people go to Amazon, whatever, every day, and no matter what I'm doing, no matter if I'm at a baseball game, no matter if I'm having Easter dinner, somebody buys the book, that's money coming in. It's better for me, probably better for you, to multiply yourself on the internet. Do things from a website, an app, or whatever, than to try to be the hardest. You know, instead of doing the sole proprietor. Hey, I own one store. Hey, you can own a store. That's cool. That's great. But remember, you know, somebody has to be there. You know, and the dependability on people these days is not the greatest in the world. You know, you can't. There's not many loyal employees. There's not many loyal people who are like, hey, let's start this business. You know, a lot of times, you know, you hear enough. I hear enough episodes of How I Built This, one of my favorite podcasts. I hear enough episodes where the people are like, yeah, I started with this company. Yeah, they start with the company because they get a little equity in the company. There's nothing wrong with that, but they're waiting around on, you know, hey, if we sell, then I'm in. You know, that's kind of loyalty you get now. It's not like 50 years ago. Hey, I'm gonna come work for General Motors, and I'm gonna help General Motors, you know, do X, Y, and Z. You know, now people want stock, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But some people are gonna want half. Some people are gonna want, you know, a big chunk. And are they worth it? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But one of the best things you could do is go to the internet. Whatever space you're in, whatever thing you're doing, you know, you can go to the internet. You can create a website. You can do affiliate marketing. You can write books. You can create content. You can sell your content. You can do that. You know, whenever the best thing about this podcast is I can go 3 days without doing it, and when I come back, I can look at the numbers and see that it's still being downloaded. People are still finding it. People are still discovering it. People are still listening to it. It's never ending, you know, and that's better than me going to the truck. You know, I can go 3 days without being in the truck. That's 3 days where I don't get paid. You know, but if I write a book about truck driving, if I do videos about truck driving, if I do information marketing about truck driving, people will always go to your YouTube videos. People will always can look you up online, you know, and that's the best way to multiply yourself than trying to multiply yourself through a sole proprietorship or a little business, you know, a small business, you know, like a brick and mortar business, something like that. I listened to this lady the other day about how I built this. She just came up with Orange Theory Fitness in her like 40s or 50s, something like that. So you're never too old to create like a multi-million-dollar business. But she said she was nervous about creating like a franchise because she said she wouldn't have control. But, you know, creating a franchise is great for you and it's great for anybody that's working with you, anybody that you create this thing with, if you can own a franchise, then a lot of the headaches are gone. Yeah, you got to depend on people up and running your baby to your standard, which you can if because they will have skin in the game, because they will put up their money and everything else, and so if somebody else has skin in the game, then you best believe that they're not gonna muck around a hell of a lot, Unlike if I tell somebody, hey, get in the truck, I'll pay you 30 cents a mile, they're gonna give me 30 cents a mile worth of work. You know what I mean? But if I tell somebody, hey, it might work if I say, hey, you put up half the money for the truck or you pay for the gas in the truck, and then the attitude will be different. These days you have to, in order for you to multiply your small business, in order for you to get people to actually, do some work, you have to really kind of entice people now, But if you go online, build websites, build apps to where people can find you. People can see, hey, I want to buy this book. I want to buy that book. If you create content online, then you don't have to worry about that problem. You can multiply yourself in an easier, faster way, with the information marketing. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, whatever you do, whatever's proprietorship you're in, make sure you add information marketing to your business, because it's a great way to make money. It's an easier way to make money than running a small business, and you can always learn to position yourself, and you can look more like an authority when it comes to whatever business you're in. I finished the book, right? I post a book online about truck driving. I sell it for $150, which I probably plan on. I have an idea for a book. I can't. I have an idea. I have it in my mind, and it's gonna be like $100, $150, because I'm gonna save people. I'm going to save you $3,000. So instead of giving away $3,000, you can just give me $150 for a book, And plus, listen, one thing about information marketing, and one thing about when you're online creating content, you want to have high price content, low price content, because we all know, the variety is the spice of life. Okay? So keep that in mind when it comes to your price points. And so, ladies and gentlemen, information marketing, remember, whatever you do, whatever business you're in, whatever business you're running, make sure you are creating information for that business. Make sure you are, build a website, write a book, make a book, create a book, create some articles, do whatever you got to do, but make sure you are selling information when it comes to your business, okay? So that way you can make some money. You don't have to stress out about trying to, create brick and mortar franchises. You don't have to stress yourself out about getting people to work with you, work for you, and all that stuff. This is one thing that you can do by yourself, for yourself, and it will go a long way when it comes to making money. All right, creating money. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that is it. We'll be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening, and peace.